Hello, fellow Factorians, and welcome back to my Pyanodons challenge run. Been a bit busy lately, so haven't been putting out as much content as I used to, but hopefully that will solve itself soon. During the last episode, I worked on batteries. Batteries ran just fine. I have a large stockpile of it, and I'll be hooking it up to simple circuits soon, which will increase the amount of simple circuits I produce per run by 60%. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm going to be using a lot of simple circuits up soon. During the hands-off period, I looked at what I needed to do to get to 240 logistic signs per minute. I'll show that on screen, I think. There is not that long set of items that I need to get done. Some of these are actually pretty short. The biggest one is Rolesia, which I'll be working on today. It is a whole bunch of Rolesia plantations, and they are extremely expensive. So that is going to occupy most of this episode. Cotton guts, I think that will occupy at least an episode and a half because I'll have to bootstrap them and then do a whole build out. And Og will also be a whole episode. The rest of that stuff, maybe I can pack together into a couple of episodes, which is great because I was looking at how much science I have left to get to logistics science, and it is coming up pretty soon. I do have several other techs that aren't on the direct path to science that I can research, so I'm feeling pretty good about things. And during the hands-off period, I laid down blueprints for where I want to have my Rolesia, as well as where I want to put my cotton guts build, and kind of put them together, made sure I had room, because Rolesia will be mostly used to feed cotton guts in the future. I also did some decoration work, found some cleanup tasks, and a few fixes that I need to do that you might have seen on the task list before I zoomed in. Anyway, I feel like I'm in the home stretch toward the next science, and I'm really excited to get to that. So let's jump into the episode and see how I fare. So my major task today is to build out, no, that's not it, this is it. Build out this massive Rolesia plantation build. It's almost 200 Rolesia plantations, and those guys are expensive. They're the most expensive building by far that we'll be building in mass like this. So what I'm going to do, because my mall definitely doesn't have enough stuff buffered out, is I am going to build out some plantations and do some fix-it tasks, and then build out some plantations and then do some fix-it tasks. So it'll be a little bit herky-jerky here, but hopefully you can bear with me while I tackle this thing. I will see you after I've started it up, though of course I need to jump into hands-on mode and get going. So be back in a little bit. As you can see here, my line of zinc copper batteries is almost consumed, so I'll be able to switch over to the new battery build really soon, which will be great since that'll give me a 60% boost in how many batteries I can make per cycle. In fact, let me set up the caravan while I'm out here, and yeah, let's get that going. I had to put in a wood processing unit here because I took away the wood that was feeding my mall to switch it for treated wood, but now this needs to feed the fish build, and the fish build is going well. I am completely out of glass in my mall, so let's start doing fixes, prep work. One of the fixes is that copper issue. I somehow deleted a underground line, and it could have been really catastrophic for me in about 10 hours. In about 10 hours, the fact that this was missing would mean that this outpost was going to fill up. I guess this actually, I'm overstating. It wouldn't be 10 hours. It would be maybe 3 more, because this caravan outpost, after it filled up, then I would have problems with my soot processing. But fortunately, I make very little soot right now, so because I make so little soot between the fact that most of my coke is being either, the ash is either being repurposed to be used for trees and for automation signs, or the coke is being used to make CO2 down here. Because I improved this section up here to use a more efficient fuel that makes less ash. Stuff like that means that I'm using most of my ash and making so little soot that a couple of caravan loads of copper ore take, I don't know, that full like 10 hours or so, not maybe a little bit less than that, but a long time to pile up. Anyway, I'm going to go back to cleanup work. There's a belt here that has raw coal on it that I want to get rid of because it's no longer necessary, again, because I made my raw coal more efficient. So, yeah, I'll be back to making Relesia soon. I was just doing a little bit of fixing around the base while I'm waiting for glass to collect, but I think I'm going to have to start building because there is no chance that I can get all the stuff that I need actually collected together to build the Relesia plantations. I really undershot how much material I would need to build these guys out. So, yeah, I'm going to go build out the logistics of the build, you know, the pipes, the belts, etc., and put down a few of the plantations, and then I guess I will be back to doing more building work. Just as a quick reminder, Relesia, you need seeds, hydrogen, soil, and water. So we're going to be low on hydrogen until I set up a new build to make more hydrogen, although it was kind of good that at the moment I wasn't using up enough hydrogen, so that helps out. And the seeds you get from just grinding up the flowers, so it's kind of a recycling process, which is kind of a feature of many of the alien life builds where they have you take part of your output and use it to recycle into your inputs. So yeah, I'm going to get back to working. I've already placed all the plantations I have, and you can see that there are many, many more left to place. Hopefully you appreciate the lame decoration work that I did, putting down some stone, gravel, and signage. I'm trying to get better about that, but it's kind of not in my nature, so I'm doing my best. One thing I need to address is that certain pieces of this coal patch are dying, and I need to supplement the lines that are being fed here with a little bit more raw coal from other pieces of the patch. I'm just going to do that right now. Anyway, I am nowhere close to having the Relesias done, so I'm going to work on something completely different. I think I'm going to work on this this Rauk slaughtering area. That's another task on my road to 240 logistic signs per minute, And that one isn't nearly as dire for resources as the Rolesia plantations are. Alright, now this slaughtering area is going. All I need to do to finish it off is to add a little bit more chitin voiding. And also I need to remember to add a bunch of caravans to void all the jerky that that's going to produce. Alright, then there is 5 caravans running off to do the good work of voiding the jerky once I start getting some into this outpost. And that should be that. So now I can make even more formic acid. So I'm going to get my latex 3 build running and then come back here and then work on more Rolesia plantations. Or maybe I'll do some plantations first and then run off to do that. I think that's all I had to do to enable latex 3. Probably need to... No, caravan's already set up because it's using the same one as latex 2. So yeah, just had to hook up a seaweed line that should be feeding in and hook up the stone miners that will be mining for this latex build. Oh wait, there is one more thing, and it's something I need to be careful with. I need to the carousel line up to this build. Alright, let's find... You gotta find the right carousel line from up here to cancel, because I want to make sure that this gets fed. So these two are feeding that. Let's find this miner. Oh, this carousel line goes over... Let's figure it out. Okay. Looks like I have the perfect one set up to already do the replacement. So yeah, I'm just going to do this and be right back. While I'm here, I did have the thought earlier that if I void pitch more consistently, that's another way for me to get rid of tar, essentially. But in this case, get rid of tar by using the fuel gas better. So this change basically said, okay, ignore how much coal gas there is. You can void tar whenever it gets too full. Although at the moment, tar is... Sorry, pitch. I've been talking about pitch, not tar, because pitch was sometimes blocking my tar voiding. In other words, it was preventing all the tar processors from going. I do want this to still run, and oops, looks like there's a problem up there. I need to go fix that. Good thing I looked at that. So I need to run there. Also, let's look at my task list. This was the thing that I was working in parallel with the Rolesia, which was to enable latex 3. More of route butchering, did both of those. And all I needed to do is set my rubber to run all the time, my full rubber. So these two multi-purpose crackers, I just essentially enabled them by removing that wire. They're not going to run all the time because I'm full on rubber, because I can't make enough lab instruments. And now that I think of it, another thing I should do while I'm up there is to switch to the new batteries. I think I probably have waited too long to do it, actually. So I need to hook up the new batteries to the belt here and switch to the new recipe. This recipe is 60% more efficient than the old recipe because you get 5 per craft, and otherwise it's the exact same thing other than the new battery. So yeah, that's grand. Let me go fix that issue with power voiding, and then I'm going to come back and make some more plantations, and yeah, see if I want to do anything else. Alright, cool. That's set up. That was kind of a problem that wasn't working there before. Let me, I was just looking at this and I did not like how the power poles were lined up. No, that's just uglier. I can't wait for medium power poles. Alright, so I'm going to go make some more Rolesia plantations and then go set those up and see if there's anything else I want to do, like I said. I also, since I'm definitely not going to finish this build out, I'm going to set up some more buffering for the essentials like glass, lamps, and even maybe a little bit more soil buffering. Although I already am buffering like 5 chests worth, it's still not enough. So yeah, let me do that, and then I'll be back soon. Alright, I've put down all the plantations I've got and gotten all the pipes and belts connected, so I feel pretty good about that. Hopefully when I come back during the next session, I will just be able to build a whole bunch of plantations with the buffered resources. And yeah, that'll be grand. I'm going to dump out all the materials I've got on myself right now into this moondrop build that I plan next time. And then for my own peace of mind, because I think I was running on a knife edge on power sometimes, I'm going to set up one more geothermal plant, and then I'll be back after I've done all of that. Something very zen about running through these builds and slowly building them up with the blueprint shotgun, like you're some kind of like construction Roomba, blasting your way through the builds. And yeah, I've used up full loads worth of the blueprint shotgun canisters, so yeah, feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go set up the geothermal plant as the end of the episode, but for now, I'm going to enjoy this. Well, I've spotted that Pi 1 is having problems. That's not great. I guess I will not save myself the ride back home during hands-off. Instead, I'm going to have to go back and debug that. It looked like a lack of steam. So maybe this geothermal plant is just going to fix the problem, although I kind of doubt it, because I don't think I am having a steam problem across the whole base. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna head back home and then try and sort this out. No, it actually is a whole base steam problem, so the geothermal plant will help, but maybe not enough. So I do have one more site for a last geothermal plant, so I guess I will go ahead and set that up. I also might adjust how I deploy steam to power. Yeah, okay, let's No, stop. Alright. Yeah, I think I might adjust how I deploy my Steam to these additional Steam builds. Because part of the issue is that when Steam is low, it's not getting pumped to the Pi 1 build. Of course, if Steam is low, then I'm also not getting power. But the geothermal plants do have some buffer power, so it's not... I mean, it's kind of half a dozen of one, and it'll just delay the problem, maybe. Wow, it's even worse than I thought. This steam tank isn't even getting full. Alright, now it's kind of working. My guess is that the biggest issue is that I've sent a lot more syngas down to these antimony miners because this antimony build is running at full tilt. That plus the fact that all of these electrolyzers are running full tilt, and they're very power hungry. So yeah, definite problems. Okay, I'm gonna go set up that last geothermal plant. I guess as soon as I get to Cotton Guts, my next stop should be the actual power plant technology to help deal with all of these power problems for real. Okay, I've kind of stabilized the situation, although I think it's still not the greatest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off 4 electrolyzers. That'll slow down antimony production, unfortunately, but hopefully I won't need this to be running at full tilt, which will save me some syngas and some power overall. And yeah, if that doesn't do the trick, then I don't know what will. Let's just jump into hands-off mode. It's already been long enough dealing around with these power issues. My automation science production is a little bit low because my buffers are full and it's waiting for more Pi 1 to show up, so that's not actually bad. And Pi 1 is started running again, so that's good. I guess we'll see if I've got a failure running. Will give me more time to build things, at least if I do, but yeah, hopefully I do not have another failure. Well, I guess I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger with this one. See you guys next time. Hopefully we won't have a science failure.